Amazing
How
show.
was that?
The trippiest show I've seen in a really long time. If you were on some hard acid, you'd probably not. You'd probably turn it off, to be honest, because there's a lot of, I guess, confusion, but it explains itself. But it gets into parts where he's trapping people in his consciousness, or like in the back of his brain.
Mm-hmm.
There's also moments when he enters the astral plane, which he meets a guy that's trapped in the astral plane, and he lives in an ice cube. The whole thing is crazy because
That's fun.
Legion had a parasite in him when he was born. And this parasite is actually an old being, an old mutant that has just been waiting for his powers to get... Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like a great old one, or different than that.
They said it's a mutant from before he was even born. Like, it embedded itself into him as a baby. And this monster that's in his head, this parasite, is played by Aubrey Plaza. Plaza? I don't know. She's just does this really demented, great character, and he thinks it's his old friend Lenny, but he didn't have a friend named Lenny, and it wasn't a girl. It was a guy named Benny, and it was a guy. So, like, this parasite fucks with his memory, and there's a mutant that can take you and, like, watch memories that you have. So, like, it's kind of like, what is that? The ghosts from Christmas Past. You know how he brings you and you can, like, but you can't communicate with him. You're just watching the memory. Well, the parasite adjusted his memory and to things that weren't there, or, like, they're in the memory and then something skips, and there's flashes of these awful events, and my explanation is probably really awful, but it comes down to, and I'm not trying to spoil anything, fucking watch it. It comes down to him being the most powerful mutant ever, and this parasite that's about to take hold of him in his body and his mind and get rid of him completely, so that parasite is now the most powerful mutant.
Take over his body, basically.
Mm-hmm. And so they.
Well,
Okay, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, an explanation of how he, like, interjects his own whatever could be like how Brad Pitt's character in Fight Club would intercede images into movies, like kids' movies. You know what I'm saying, and anyone who's seen it knows what I'm saying. Kind of like that, where he just chops a piece out and puts what he wants in.
Right. Yeah. That actually is a really good comparison, because it is him, first of all, thinking he's sick, thinking he's mental, thinking, he's got a disease or something, where everybody's telling him he's sick when it's really just his powers. But then you also have this parasite that's taking over him sometimes, and literally third personing it, like in Batman Arkham Knight, when Joker's, it's his conscience, and, like, she's there and she's fucking with him and telling him to do crazy shit. It's a great fucking show, and I suggest anybody that's out there watch Legion on FX. I think this is the last season that they're coming out with, but it's worth the watch. And
Are they checking out after this?
I think so. I'm not sure. I know that, all those Marvel shows on Netflix are getting canceled because Disney's doing its thing.
Yeah.
Who knows? It might get picked up there, But we'll see. I think you know more about Legion in the comics, right?
A bit. I mean, he was more so a character that took in, like, 20,000 different souls. I mean, that's like the Ghost Rider scenario of Legion there. There was a contract, collect souls, and then no one ever went to collect them, and then this character collects them, becomes Legion because we are many. One character, 20,000 different beings inside him, unlimited almost strength, abilities, insta healing, stuff like that. Very cool character, but I mean, how do you decide where to go to eat?
Yes, the Shadow King looks like somebody we used to know.
Pizza the Hut. What are you talking about?
Somebody that I used to know. Oh God. All right. So next wild card. Do you remember a couple years back the mega structure that we apparently or supposedly had found? Or do you know anything about that?
About the sun that was like,
yes,
the
blocked
light
by
was
some kind
changing on it,
Yep.
and they couldn't decide or figure out what was doing it. And their
Dude, that was
theory
pandemonium,
was a
dude.
theoretical mega structure around a, like, basically not quite a halo, but somebody going, "This is my sun, this is my light, not yours."
Right, you can't have it. That's my light. And tell your dad I don't steal his light bulbs. Okay?
I'm
Okay.
I'm not gonna. You give it back, dude. Give him his light bulb.
Dude, it's been like 20 years. Give it a rest.
Did he say it again?
No.
It's very depressing.
It's just something that
He
we
needs
bring
light
up.
bulbs. He needs
Apparently.
them.
He needs light in his life, for sure.
Yeah.
Next wild card.
Well, real quick,
Go ahead.
that story had to do with the fact of my dad was having a couple bevies one evening. I'm pretty sure this is the whole scenario. A light bulb burnout. He took the light bulb out, threw it away. Me and Jesse were hanging out. We were over there giving him shit, and I'm pretty sure we distracted him. And
sorry.
I think Jesse said something about the light bulb or him throwing it away, but then we distracted him and all that stuff, and then
I think
he
he
never
forgot.
changed it. Then the next day, the next morning, he's like, "Where's my fucking light bulb? Dude, did you take my light bulb? Where's my light bulb? I don't have a light bulb. Why is there no light bulb in this lamp? Where's the light bulb?" You know, freaking out.
Right.
And I instantly assumed Jester stole it. So
And this has been a running joke for 20-some years.
I'm 15 to 20. Yeah, it's
I
been
think
a long,
So
awesome joke.
Snapchat, I think I added your dad on Snapchat once, and to fuck with him, I went and found a picture of him, and you know how you can put their face on your face? I put your dad's face on my face, and I was like, "Did you steal my fucking light bulbs?" And I sent it to him. He laughed his ass off, apparently.
That's fucking awesome.
It looked just like him, too. He steal my fucking light bulb.
Yeah, almost every time we'd be hanging out, he'd be like, "Hey, ask him where my light bulb is. I need that.
Right.
I need my light bulb."
It was serious at
It's
first,
like-
and then it became a joke.
He's like, "Have you seen my stapler?" That's what it felt like.
And anybody that has seen Office Space, here's a little quick trivia thing for you. Swingline did not make a red stapler before Office Space. And then after Office Space, it's the top-selling Swingline stapler they've ever had. Boom. Knowledge dropped.
Brain explosion.
All right.
Imminent.
Next wild card. Do you think machines will take over in our lifetime?
When? Our lifetime?
Yes.
No.
Explain your answer.
I don't think in our lifetime.
2 paragraphs. 6,000 words. Go.
Well, what kind of machines? What are you talking about? Just like an AI takes over the structure
Our
of
jobs.
Skynet and does a Terminator?
Our
scenario?
mundane jobs that we have in, the world. At some point, machines will take over.
I know this is a frowned upon thing, but every time I go to Walmart, I do use the self-checkout, and I apologize to anyone who's, working hard and anything like that, but I fucking want to get in and get out. I don't like going to Walmart if I don't have to, and if I gotta go there, I want to leave. and I don't want to go through a register where someone's wiping their nose because they have a cold or anything like that. I mean, I'm not 100% germaphobe or anything like that, but if I can get in and get out, I'm going to do it. But on that, I mean, like with like these Tesla semi-trucks, Tesla cars, stuff like that, I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, a lot of this stuff out there who's supposed to be self-reliant for you, stuff like that, like these Alexas or the OK Googles or the any of that, a lot of that shit can still get hacked. And
Right.
to get hacked, it needs a person to be an asshole to do that, you know? So, I mean, yeah, let's say machines take over some jobs.
Right.
They're not going to take them all unless there's a proper AI invented or something from, like, Transcendent. I think it was Transcendence. I think that was the name of the movie. With Johnny Depp. That was a fucking awesome movie. That was that's what would happen if a paranoid world lost their mind, not believing that a good guy was doing good shit to try to help humanity, you know?
Right.
See that movie. It's really fucking good if you haven't seen it.
So I guess it's a really utopian thought to think in the way I'm about to explain. To humans never having to work again. It's a very utopian thought to think that what would you do if you never had to work again and everything that you needed was there for you. Transportation, you want a camera, you go to somewhere, you grab the camera, when you're done, bring it back. If you want to take a boat out, go take the boat, bring it back. There isn't, I guess, a necessity for everyone to own these items, but I get it. I totally get it because I love my shit. I love my stuff. But
well, in that scenario, without it being ownership, who's liable for when it gets fucked? Who's liable when it gets broke? You don't have money because you don't have to work anymore. Yeah, but who's paying them to work?
The machines?
Why are they working if nobody else has to?
Right, and that's
who owns the machine?
It comes to this point is if we never have to work again, there's going to be more than enough people willing to want to help with little things like that because either they're bored. But if you never had to work again, you'd create, you would entertain yourself, and you would educate yourself.
I suppose one little thought about that would be downsizing. That movie, basically, let's say you got $100,000 in the bank. If you downsize and become a 6-inch person, suddenly you have a couple $1 million because of the exchange rate of size ratio. You live in a dollhouse, but that dollhouse is a gigantic mansion. Have you not heard of this movie?
No, this is blowing my mind right now.
This movie is fucking amazing. It's got Matt Damon in it, dude. People need to know about this movie. It's awesome. It's really good. It is
Jesus
a really
Christ.
good movie. I've seen it probably 5 times? Something like that.
That reminds me like In Time, where like their currency is the time they have on their arm. With Justin Timberlake.
Oh, yeah.
Their currency is the amount of time that they've gained when they're born, and they don't get it until they're 18 or something. I don't know. It's crazy shit. It's a wild card.
I don't know if I've seen it. I think I've heard of it, but I don't think I've seen that.
In Time? That's a great movie.
Yeah.
That actually gave me a lot of respect for Justin Timberlake as an actor.
Yeah. I mean, I like him. I like him now. Back in the day, I don't know.
Yeah, the 2020
I couldn't
experience.
get into him. What was that movie called? Something Dogs? Alpha Dogs or something like that?
Alpha
Couldn't
Dogs.
get into that movie.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Timberlake in it or something like that.
Yeah, I never really saw that either.
I'm going to share the IMDb of
That
downsizing
movie?
on
I'll
our
have to watch it.
page because it's good. I mean, it has Matt Damon in it. What's her name? Kristen Wiig, who is in the new Ghostbusters. It's got Christoph Waltz, which is he's hilarious.
News alert. Paul Rudd is
Slamming
signed
it.
on to the new Ghostbusters.